Hello, this is Danny Hill, EFT NLP coach. How to overcome panic attacks. I personally suffered with panic attacks for at least a decade, so I have every empathy. Not sympathy, empathy. I understand. Number one, you need to face them. It's the fear of having a panic attack that actually induces the panic attack even more. It's a fear of being out of control. It's a fear that the panic attack comes and it takes over and that you can't do anything about it. Number two, you need to have a technique or something that will help you to get out of overwhelm. So a tool like EFT is an absolutely wonderful tool. So you can use it to overcome your fear or even terror of them. Number three, you need to get out of stress. Stress is only going to induce them even further. It's only going to make your unconscious go higher and higher into that threshold, and then your unconscious just feels that it has nothing to do and all it can do is just anxiety, 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 anxiety. Number four, you need to let go of things from the past that your mind is still holding on to, which means anything that was impactful that is leaving you in a place that you're still anxious about or angry about, sad about, anything that's affecting you and making your nervous system come into a heightened state of alert. So something like EFT is wonderful, but working with a practitioner like myself is certainly going to help you. I would say 100% of people who suffer with panic attacks have huge amount of unresolved issues still tripping you up because the unconscious is terrified of ever experiencing that again. And you might have put it to the back of your mind, but it's still in your unconscious mind. Number five, meditation and or listening to hypnosis CDs or MP3s regularly. That will all dehypnotize you from the state of paranoia your unconscious mind feels that it needs to be in. So everything will become much calmer. When you're leading a much calmer life, you can have triggers, but they don't ever set you off into a 10 out of 10, and that's exactly where you remain. Number six, evolve your Enneagram type. You can visit my Enneagram mentoring page, and that'll lead you to a whole plethora of information. It's basically understanding your personality type, then understanding what practices are going to help you to develop, and then using the two books that I recommend, which is in a video on that page. In the book called The Wisdom of the Enneagram, there is a table for every single one of the types, and then it's helpful to identify where you are on the table and look to where you want to move towards, which is the really healthy aspect. When you do so, you'll find liberation in your opposite tendency. Every single Ennea type can suffer with anxiety, but it is essential for everyone to learn if you wish to master your mind. Number seven, you need to learn to love yourself. This might sound absolutely ridiculous because you're suffering with anxiety. What's that got to do with love? Love is the exact opposite of anxiety. So when you're loving yourself, you're going more into your heart rather than in your head. Most people with anxiety are constantly living in their head. And this, which has intelligence too, is not being used. So when you are actually loving yourself, you're giving yourself energy here rather than here. Number eight, invest in working on your limiting beliefs with a coach, mentor, and therapist like myself. Your comfort zones are going to be very small. Mine were ridiculously small. So the more that you expand your comfort zones, you're able to deal with so much more than your unconscious feels that it can do presently. When you can do so and your comfort zones become so big, you are going to worry significantly less. Number nine, when you feel a panic attack coming on, ask yourself a positive question. If you do so, you're going to get a positive response. Positive questions can always begin with who, what, where, when, and how. Whose words do I need to listen to right now? Whose energy could I focus on right now? What could I do right now that would interrupt this pattern? What's the best thing that's worked for me before? When could I do it if I can't do it right now? When would be the best time of day to do this? Where could I take my mind right now that's incredibly relaxing? Where is the best place that I could find deep relaxation right now? How can I do this so much that it will create a compelling future for me? How can I do this daily so it will have an accumulative effect? By doing all of this, you are going to radically shift your mind, because the tendency is in an overwhelmed state when you're having a panic attack that you've got nothing that will help you to be able to get out of that place. You feel that you are resourceless. The reality is you have all of the resources there, and you have to encourage your mind to continue to think positively for you so that you begin to overcome this. Number 10, Write it on your fridge, write it on your cupboard door, write it in your diary, write it and put it in your wallet. I am making a commitment to have a peaceful life. If you set that as your outcome, go to my video, which is the 4-step ultimate success formula. You then just work on it. It's no different having a panic attack disorder than actually somebody who's grossly overweight. Okay, you're not going to get there straight away, but are there things that you could be doing that are going to benefit you if you do them daily that are going to move towards your outcome? Yes, that's how you treat it.